guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. If you are a returning viewer, welcome. Today I am going to be sharing with you guys another curriculum review on a new curriculum that we tried this year in our homeschool, which is Apologia General Science. If you are new or you just happen to be clicking on this video by chance, my name is Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. I've graduated one child from our homeschool, getting ready to graduate my second, and I have been homeschooling for over a decade at this point. So today I am here to talk about Apologia with you guys, to give you my thoughts and opinions. I know that Apologia is a very commonly chose curriculum in many Christian homeschoolers' households. However, we had only one other experience with Apologia prior to me deciding to try their general science. So we really have never used their curriculum other than that one other time. And so this was all new to us. Now, the reason why I went with a different choice this year for my daughter, who is in the 8th grade, she's my youngest of 4, was simply because I wanted to try something new with her. I really felt like science last year was lacking, and I probably should have made a change, but I just did not have the mental capacity, if I'm being honest, with graduating my oldest daughter and everything that was going on, to start something new. Prior to what I tried last year, we had used the Good and the Beautiful's science units all throughout her elementary and middle school journey. We've actually done every single one of them. So because of that, that's what led me to choose something different for last year, and I really wasn't happy with what I used last year, which is what led me to try this. Now, I have to tell you guys that I am able to talk with a lot of homeschooling moms. That is a blessing of my job here and what I do. And I have heard time and time and time again that this general science course is one of your guys' favorites, one of the best that Apologia has. I went with general science for her because we are getting ready to start high school next year. And so I wanted her to have a good, solid year of general science under her belt. I wanted something that has biblical worldview woven throughout. And I wanted something that had a lot of hands-on experiments and activities. So if that is your criteria, then I think you will really like Apologia's general science course. So that's what I was looking for my daughter, and that's what I got. Now, Apologia General Science, and I believe all of the other Apologia sciences, I could be wrong there, but I do think that that is correct, have basically 2 options. One option is a self-paced online course where your child is watching a video and then they are completing the activities and assignments and experiments in their student notebook. This is what you need the most, right? Like, this is what your child is in every single day. So there's that option with the video component that is self-paced with that student notebook. And then there is a textbook option, which you will get a textbook, and then you will also get the student notebook. And rather than your child watch a video, they're just going to be reading the text in here. Now, at the beginning of the year, I actually chose the self-paced course for my daughter in the 8th grade. She doesn't have any other classes that she's doing right now with an online component, and I do move my children to some online resources, not all, but some online classes for high school. And so I thought that the self-paced course from Apologia would be a great online option, just get her used to that learning style and format. And so that was what I initially chose for her. Now, I do think that the videos on the self-paced course are a great addition, but in hindsight, I probably, in my personal opinion, would just go with the textbook option and the student notebook right here. The reason why is because on the self-paced platform, I guess, that Apologia uses, on that website or on that platform that they utilize, we have experienced some technical difficulties, which can be frustrating. And the major reason is that none of the textbook text pages are numbered on there. And I don't know if that is the format that is on our end because it is an iPad, or if it's across the board. But those pages not having numbers on them was getting really confusing for my daughter to figure out what she needed to do and where she needed to be, because her assignments will tell her read pages, for example, 52 to 57. Well, it's really hard to know where to stop if there's no page numbers on there. And so at first I thought it was user error because this was a new curriculum to us, but ultimately I realized as I went through the next module, the next module, the next module, that there were no page numbers on it. So because of that, I went ahead and ordered her the textbook anyway, and she thanked me. She said, "This has been so much easier." So we're still using the self-paced videos when we can access them, but as far as like reading things, she's just utilizing the textbook, and that has been a lot easier. Another reason why I chose Apologia over a curriculum that I have used for years and years and years in the past was because of the cost of the kit needed for the experiments. Now, I shared some frustrations and just like, this is getting really bothersome. And you guys said, try Nature's Workshop. They make the science kits for Apologia. And so I brought one down to show you guys because it is, I wish every single homeschool curriculum for science that sells a lab kit or a kit of any sort would do this. So right on the sticker, it says Module 2 and Module 4. So you know that when your child is doing those modules, which for Apologia, that would be comparable to like a chapter, they're gonna be needing this. And then it says what to save, so you're gonna need it again, and what to use. Everything they need for the experiments come in these bags. So these bags are in a box. The kit that I bought, it was very affordable and so clearly labeled. It is amazing and an answer to prayer. And then you have every single thing. I found with other higher level science lab kits that I would be paying $300, $400, and then there would still be items that my kids did not have, and then there would be frustration, and it was causing a problem. So far, and we're about 25% done with the course, everything she has needed for her science experiments have been in these bags, and they are clearly labeled, and it is so nice. So I know that that's a separate company from Apologia, but I wanted to throw it in this video because it really does make science so much more enjoyable when you have everything you need. You're not scrambling around, and some of the things for science, especially for higher levels, middle school and high school, those things are not things that you're gonna have in your house every single day. So overall, before I show you kind of like a little look inside the curriculum, we are really enjoying this course. My daughter is also really enjoying this course. So far, unless she's doing an experiment, the time that it takes for her to do her assignment for that day is extremely reasonable. It is less than an hour for sure. I would say averaging, and of course this is going to be child to child dependent, but I would say she is doing her science between 30 and 40 minutes. Like, it's not taking a long time at all. So now we're loving it. We are loving it. But I will tell you, there is a learning curve anytime you come over to a new curriculum. So just be prepared for that. Be ready for that. Be willing to help your child figure it out. But for the most part, we are really loving it. So when your child goes to get onto whatever it is that they're doing for that day, they are actually going to open up their student notebook to the suggested daily schedule. So the student notebook comes with the suggested daily schedule. The suggested daily schedule is really the guide for what your child is to complete that day. And of course, you have full control and full reign over this. But I do appreciate them laying it out this way because it makes it much more simple than starting from ground zero, even if you want to tweak it. So on the side, it will have the weeks here, and then it will have day 1 through 4. They format this off of a 4-day-a-week course. Now you can do it that way, or you can do it 5 days. We are doing it 5 days to buffer for time off for the holidays and different things like that. So we are actually ahead according to what week of school we're in. So for example, my daughter today finished week 8, which right here says week 8, day 1. So it says text, read pages 95 to 97. So that's 2 pages. Notebook pages 112 to 114. So she would then go in here to those notebook pages, and she would find what it is and fill in the necessary notebook pages, which I want to get onto. So on the pages like this, it tells your child again what to do. So read the section, complete this question, and check this off on your schedule. So it's very independent. My daughter in the 8th grade really hasn't had too many questions with regard to what she should be doing, especially once I got her that textbook. That has been really helpful. Another thing that this course focuses on a lot that I found to be really great is how to take notes. Note taking is something that isn't a given for most kids. They're like, should I write down every word that you say? How should I do this? And so there's a focus on note taking in this science course, and I think that that's really, really helpful. So I've enjoyed that. I also really enjoy the formal lab reports that they are to complete after they finish a science experiment. It's a step up from basic science in elementary years with your hypothesis and your guess. You know, they use different language, and it's a little more in depth, but it's really good for them to do that. So I really like that aspect of it. And I also really like the explanation for every experiment that she's done. There's a clear understanding between the scientific concept that she's learning and the experiment that is being demonstrated, and they go together. They make sense. So I really like that as well. There is a timeline that goes along with the course that, you know, as they learn about different scientists and different major points in science they are working on, but that's not an everyday thing. So for the most part, it really is a very simple course to navigate once you learn how to do it. Now there are tests and quizzes in here, which I think is great for a 7th or 8th grade science course. And one thing I really like about how Apologia does that, since my daughter does have access to the online self-paced course, because I bought the textbooks separately, she is taking those tests and quizzes online. And they give her, for the first 2 modules, so basically the first 2 chapters, they give them more than one chance to take the test. And when they determine that maybe they didn't do as well as they wanted to on the first attempt, the questions are different on the second attempt. So it's not gonna be just memorize the answers and regurgitate them it's just going to generate some different questions, and then you as the parent can average the grades, or you can take the higher grade, and the course outlines how to grade and what they recommend, but ultimately obviously you have control of that as the parent as well. So overall, we are really enjoying this course. I would highly recommend it, and because I would recommend it, Apologia has given me a 10% off discount code. It's Ashley10. I will link to it in the description box for you guys. And if you do decide that you want to try this out, or you want to use it with your middle schooler, if you use that link in the description box, it's just a free way for you to support my channel and me sharing homeschooling content. So I really appreciate it. It does not cost you anything extra. But I thought I would read the back to you of the book. So this is a creation-based general science course. Transition your student from the elementary grades to high school with this course specifically designed to teach your student the art of studying independently while mastering in-depth knowledge of contemporary scientific concepts. Exploring Creation with General Science 3rd edition introduces and explores the scientific method through the study of earth science, including astronomy, geology, paleontology, meteorology, oceanography, and environmental science. It also covers general biology, chemistry, physics. The final module, with contributions from multiple modern-day scientists, focus on science and creation and contains personal messages to students to encourage them to keep a lifelong passion for exploring God's creation. So, if that sounds like something you want your middle school child, or even, early high school, I think, to be firm and solidified in, I think you'll really like this course. My daughter is loving it. I'm liking it so much. As her mom, it's been a really great change from what we were using last year. So if you have any questions about Apologia, post them down in the comments below. Again, I can only speak to this course, but I'm happy to answer questions, so feel free to ask. Please give this video a thumbs up before you click out of it. It's a free way to support my channel, and it lets me know that you guys still want to hear curriculum reviews from me from time to time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye, friends.